Hey folks, here we are at the SRCA 20-year event, honoring those that have served and those that are going to continue to serve. Been a great turnout, great weather, a little bit of rain first day, but a little rain must fall and everything. But I'm here with Tom. Everybody knows Tom Stortz, and we're kind of early in the morning getting ready for the event to go on. This is the third day, kind of, but we want to say hello to everybody and kind of talk about what we have some ideas for going toward the future. A couple of things going on. I mean, Tom here has decided to retire, hang up the president's shoes, as it were.
Third year of presidency, yes, coming to a close for the NSA.
Yes, for the NSA. Time to give somebody else a chance, and it's not like he's going to go and retire. He's still going to be on call, as it were. But we've got a couple of people that are looking to take over that position. Some good people, and a change. Change is sometimes good, and we're still getting some good ideas. So that's in the works. And you want to mention the people that are in the?
Yeah, I think we have the elections coming up, so there's a couple board seats that are opening. We've had 4 or 5 people actively pursuing the position. The board will then decide how they're going to. I think we have 3 guys who are up for re-election. There's currently 11 on the board, and I think we want to keep it at 11. So that's going to move some shifting around, but that's going to be upcoming in a little in the future here, probably by the end of the year.
Yeah, I know we were talking about the board thing because it had been, adding some new members and whether we take some off. And Tom and I were just discussing maybe we do a new designation for these guys that have served so generously for so many years. They're emeritus, that they're still. We're not going to let them get away. We're still going to call them back in when we need them. They've got so much knowledge and they've done so much, and they need to be acknowledged for this also. But maybe that's the next step with what we do.
And I think they have 24 years of. Some of those guys on the board have been there for 20-some years.
Yeah. Next thing they're going to be asking for a goddamn retirement.
Exactly. That's right. But I think that's a good idea for recognition for all of those years put forward to the slate industry.
Yes. So that'll be in the works. We'll be doing that in the near future. And the events coming up and those type of things. And I know you had mentioned also that we were going to look toward maybe what was it, the second
social
thing?
Media?
Yeah, the social media. And here we are on social media right now.
Yep.
And doing more with the social media, focus more toward, I think, the younger group. That they look at social media different than I do, and probably even you do. I'm talking, and maybe make a bunch of short, to-the-point videos, where you can just put them out 30 seconds or whatever the optimum time is. You know more about that than I do.
Yeah.
The one you had mentioned, nailing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the panel yesterday brought forth that we're not usually using technology and social media effectively, and we're all here at the SRCA conference, and no one's come up with an idea of let's create 5 to 10 different short-term videos that we put up on Instagram. I don't think anyone's got a TikTok account, but Instagram's something, and get started that way. If we're not able to do it at this conference, when are we ever able to do it? So I think that we'll give that a shot sometime today, and we'll hopefully produce some results.
Yes, hopefully. I'd like to see more. I've got my son involved, and he had to stay home and work this week because he's been coming to it. But that's the future of the business is the younger guys. Us old guys, we can't retire anyways. But but still, we'd like to bring in some new blood, and you guys know what you're doing out there, you youngsters, and we want your help, I guess.
Yep.
Everything else, business been good?
Yeah, business it's fine. I think that the tariffs have been playing into a lot of our importing from Europe, so the prices go up, and the end user really is the one who's paying for that. We're trying to keep the prices in line, but it's not the easiest business environment. I'd say you're definitely not printing money, but all in all, I do think we're still strong, and I think that the industry, slate industry is steady, and we're growing into that sheet metal industry.
Yeah, it does. We're busy as ever. That sometimes I think maybe we're busy because there's less of us doing it. But
that's absolutely something.
So there's less of us doing it, we've got more work to do. But that's a change. A lot of you guys out there, your kids, getting them into a trade, something like this can be maybe a good thought.
I definitely think there's positions that are open here in the slate industry if you want to be a part of it.
Yes, be your own boss. Make a good living. It's work for you and I.
Absolutely. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Right. No. Got an event going on over here as we speak. They're doing some tie-off and safety features, but So we will be in touch with you folks. Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, just the final thing of I think we kicked some ideas around on the NSA, and I think the testing idea of producing
yes.
some new results
Yep.
for Slate and just getting them out there to the architects just to say we're still relevant. But, you know, having a non-flammable material on your roof.
Right.
I just think we don't stress some of these things enough, and getting
Very
that
much so.
marketing material and the data in front of the architects to just remind them that this is the top-rate material of
It
the
is.
roofing world.
You know, it's been proven time
Exactly.
again,
Time
for
tested.
centuries.
Exactly.
No.
Show me a synthetic that does that.
Yeah, you know, they all say they do, and then 10 years later they don't.
Correct. So
That's a great idea. We'll get more in touch with the architects because I'll tell you, the last 5 or 6 jobs I've done, there's been much more architect involvement and them wanting the testing. You know, ASTM, which we do for our slate, and I think that would be something if we did those and just start pushing them out there.
Yep.
Would grab some attention.
I think that needs to get in the works.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much as always,
Absolutely.
my friend.
Bob, always a pleasure.
Okay, we'll be in touch.
Yep.
Folks out there, thanks for listening.